Hey, welcome into the game, everybody. Well, another day, another week done. Uh, got quite a bit of progress done towards my goals, and still working on greenhouse, garden, trying to do the garden and the greenhouse at the same time. Wow, yeah, going crazy. But it is what it is. Just a lot of work. Got tomorrow. I get to sharpen my chainsaw, cut down the rest of that tree, and then split it and stack it. But after we split it and stack it, that's all the rest of it's cleaned up. Um, got all that done today. And once we get done with that, then we get done with the trailer so we can go get wood chips for the garden. But we're not going to go get wood chips probably tomorrow. Um, if we can, that'd be awesome, but I don't see that happening necessarily because it's supposed to rain the next couple of days. So tomorrow's well, well, Monday we might be able to get a load in. Um, so we'll see. It's crazy, but I got to get the plants in the ground and the garden's ready. And just got to wood chip it in. And then we got to put a fence around it so keep the dogs out of the garden. It's bad. Yeah. But I got plenty of chain link, enough to go around there. Yeah, I think. So there's that. Hey, welcome in. Let me put the link up here. There you go. Rock on. Welcome in. Oh man, been kind of a slow day, I guess. I kind of took it easy today. I didn't get a lot of stuff done, but it started out raining. And so, yeah, I got that whole mess cleaned up too. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, got to rebuild the carburetor on the wood chipper so we can take down those branches. And we got a dead pile there, it needs to be brought down anyway. And that'll give us all the mulch we need to do the cherry trees and all the cedars, all the orchard in the front yard. So yeah, man, I know Dear Butch is still going on his channel, so might be a little. Hey Zoom, how you doing? Yeah, Princess is in here with me, but that's it. They're all outside. Yeah. Yep, Ranger's outside. He's he's awesome though. He's still just super dope. You had the factory reset your phone. Oh wow. Hopefully that fixes it. Yeah, me too. Well, just me and you here soon. You wanna come out? Yeah, well, it don't take much these days for it to be old. Right. I've had this phone for 2 years now. Three, going on three. Yeah. No, I've had this one since last year. That's right, because my screen busted on the one last year. Cost me $110 and get the phone. Hey, Ghost. What's happening, Bill? Grab a link, brother. Your foot's better? That's good. So what's up, man?
Yeah, I was just on uh oh Dear Butch's channel for a minute.
Yeah, yeah, I was too.
Yeah, I didn't know he had Aaron to Tire sound clips.
He took snippets of his stuff there.
I could actually see saving a bunch of Aaron to Tire sound clips.
Yeah, these character is that's definite. Next thing you know, they're gonna have Aaron the Tires ringtones. It's gonna be funny. It's a harmonica playing, fire in the bowl.
No disrespect to Aaron, but I think I think he would be a good voice for various cartoon characters if he wanted to do something like that. I think he could do it. I think Aaron could pull it off. Get a job. Get a job for like Warner Brothers or something.
Aaron, what's happening, brother? He's right there. Yeah. No, I think it would have to be just take one of his episodes and make a cartoon out of the whole thing. He is the soundtrack kind of deal, and just make the whole thing a cartoon. That would be badass. All the stories and stuff like that stuck in there, like a comic book kind of deal. That'd be fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be like the old Archie and Jughead. Yeah.
Yeah. Been a long time since I've seen that.
Right. Hey, Michelle.
Is that Michelle? Wow. New
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
American Warriors. Okay. Right on. Inglorious Bastards. I gotta watch that. I've never seen it. I've just seen the trailer.
Aaron says, I'm lurking. You don't, if you're lurking, you don't announce it. Well, I was. Rock on. Oh, man. I tell you what, it was so beautiful after it quit raining today. It was just awesome. Wood
Hey,
fire,
platoon.
wood fire roasted some chicken.
Do you know that we actually had two notable presidents that ate squirrel soup?
No.
Yeah, there was two notable presidents. I can't remember the names of them, but it was on a big long list of things that presidents like to eat, and there was two presidents that was mentioned that ate squirrel soup.
Obviously, they weren't like the big ones, huh?
And Abraham Lincoln was a big time bacon eater. He really liked bacon. I thought it was a fascinating read.
Yeah. Well, I was just reading chat too. But yeah, no, it's interesting stuff. It seems like every 20 years there's a president that gets assassinated while in office.
Yeah, we've had what, nine presidents be assassinated, something like that.
Yeah, well, Reagan was supposed to die, but he managed to live through it. And so um, it didn't play out for the 2000 election. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm wrong about that. It was nine presidents that died while in office, I think. But there's a list of all the presidents that were assassinated. I don't know. It's just trivia. Doesn't mean much to me.
Right.
So, did you watch the video about that person that coughed up that thing?
Oh, actually, not yet. That's got me kind of grossed out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, it's a bona fide doctor. I mean,
I don't.
who, who's narrating.
Oh no, I got you, man. No, I just haven't. I haven't seen it yet. But I will. I will watch it. So,
A
man.
warehouse dweller is in there.
Hey, warehouse. Can you call in? Can you shut down the Twitch window? Did you figure that out yet? Aaron said he's going to help you. All right.
Well, I'm hoping somebody else will come up on here too with us.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're good. But yeah, I was going to say something. You were talking about. Oh, I don't know. I was going to say. There was something about gardens or something. I don't know.
Yep, I got a bite.
Got a bite of what?
I'm fishing.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, badass. You're talking to us while you're fishing? That's cool. So,
Nah, he just nibbled at it. Freaking catfish.
yeah. Yeah, you got to use corn and bread and garlic. And then you spray it with the WD-40. And you make it just so it hardens up on that triple hook and just covers the edges of it. You know what I'm saying? And then you let it sit, dry. Oh, yeah.
I got a garlic dough ball.
Covers the edges of it. Oh,
I got
hey.
a garlic dough ball on a triple hook.
Oh, yeah.
I got a garlic dough ball.
Covers the edges of it. Yeah, you're echoing bad, dude. You're really you got to be able to shut down that other window. If you don't, it's always going to be talking back at you all the time.
I didn't
If you
even
don't,
know I was
it's
on
always going to
here.
be talking back at you all the time.
So I didn't even know I was on here.
You didn't even know you were on here?
So is that shit talking back to me now?
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
I know, right? You got to be able to close down the Twitch window.
Come on.
Aaron, give him a call and tell him how to close that window.
Oh,
But yeah, it's talking back.
I'll keep my
Aaron's
mouth
gonna give
shut
you a
then.
call. Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, it's talking back.
I'll keep my
Aaron's
mouth
gonna give
shut
you a call. Yeah.
then.
Hey, Jen. Hey, Jen, how you doing? I'm gonna mute you for now. Aaron's gonna give you a call and tell you how to close the window. All right. Oh man, I can't wait till you get it squared away. But yeah, hey Jen, Jen Nature, Jen, how you doing? Jen's gonna cook us up something good.
I hooked him.
You got him? Oh
Yeah,
shit!
he's a little one.
Well, don't throw him away. You can put him in the garden. I'll make bait out of him. Hey, battery. So you've been logging wood? You must have watched my video because that's what I've been doing. I cut down a tree. I've been cutting it up in between the rain, trying to clear it out of the front yard. And there we go. Bill caught a fish. And Dweller's trying to figure out how to shut down a window. So, battery. Come on, Jen. You can do it. Did you get him in?
Yeah, he's in the bucket. I got him in the bucket.
Good deal. Now, you didn't catch that fish. It's now bait. Hey, it's that guy.
I know, right?
Oh, it's so good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing without, but that's the story of my life. That's what I do.
Right? Without.
Well, that's just a saying. Yeah, I do without. Yeah. I do
Okay.
without so that
Where?
others may have.
I cannot put the chat, the live stream on my speaker for some reason. I have to go off to the phone speaker.
Oh, yeah, well, I can see you, but you're muted.
I'm muted?
No.
No, I was going to let Battery talk. You know, it's the Battery Show.
What?
So, yeah.
Well,
So hold on a
tomorrow I get 4 more batteries. I'm getting voltage sag. When
Oh,
I turn on the inverter, I lose 2 volts. But it holds once it reaches there.
okay, good. So hold on a second, battery.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I still got him. Yeah, I got him in the bucket. I got the line back out again. It looks like it's going to be a good night.
yeah, he's the Wild Bill's fishing. He's giving us up
What'd
the
you
deep.
catch?
So, Don,
Yes, dear.
how was your visit with the kids?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Awesome.
Lots of video, lots of kids on ATVs, lots of parents on ATVs with kids on ATVs, lots of parents in Jeeps
Thank
with kids on ATVs, lots of
Right?
sand in everything. Yeah, pretty fucking cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still
right.
finding sand in shit that at places that I didn't think it was. Well, it shouldn't be. I knew it was possible. It just shouldn't be there.
Right. Oh man. So now
Sounds
you
fun.
got a racetrack on your property, huh?
Oh no, dude, it's all cool. I absolutely loved it. I love seeing the kids on the AT. They took to the ATVs, and then that's all they wanted to do was ATVs. So, you know,
Sounds like
day
a plan.
one, Dad took them out, got them acclimated to the ATVs, and then by day 2, they were mounting up their own ATVs and they were taking their helmets out and they were going to do their own thing, and just now they're waiting on Dad. So yeah, it all worked out pretty well. I can't complain.
Rock on.
That sounds awesome.
So let me talk to Platoon for a second. Dude, I'm not really sure what happened to your package. I really ain't. Yours was shipped with a tracking number, and I'm pretty sure I gave you that tracking number in chat one night, but I'm looking for said tracking number now to see if I can't track where the package is. But I know yours was sent with a tracking number. So I just need to find the number. And,
I want to see.
but I don't know why it wouldn't have been delivered. Yours was the one that was not using any security protocols. It was just straight up postal mail. And it should have been delivered. And if it wasn't, something's fucked up.
Yeah, no shit.
What is it?
Everybody else got their packages. Even the weird ones got their packages. Exactly. See? So, I mean, everybody got packages out when Miss Dawn sent it out.
That's cool.
Anyway, we'll look. We'll discuss.
I'm sorry, Jan. It wasn't intentional. Yeah.
But I wanted to address that with Mr. Platoon.
There's
Yeah.
always
I'm having
somebody
some
who's gonna
hard
get
time over that.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. I was like, man, I'm sure it went out. Just, you know.
Yeah, it did. It did.
So
And I suspect it was delivered, but somebody else picked it up. That's what I suspect. I suspect that. Did you talk about it before it was delivered, Platoon? Did you talk about it to anybody? Did you say, hey, Don, sending me something cool from Area 51? It should be here in the next couple of days. I'm just saying.
From Area 51.
Right. He says his mom, maybe, but yeah.
I'm just saying. It went through all the standard processes. It should be in your box. If it's not, there's an anomaly somewhere.
Yeah.
So, dude, I've been working on me.
Right.
A lot of my stuff. For instance, my solar wall, I've been getting my solar on really hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got
much
the
farther than
inverters
I am.
up, power. I got the batteries up, got the wiring. The wiring's at 70% now. I got most of the wiring in, the cable in. I had to get, an 8-gauge cable to run from. Anyway, there was a bunch of
That's what I
specialized cable that I had to get. Got it all. I'm
Mine's
cutting
on
the
8 gauge.
cables, and I'm making the DC cables. All the DC cables are made. I'm cutting the AC cables and putting little furls on the end of them so they're clean. And I'm moving panels out to just move them onto the ground so that I can get some PV power into the inverters so that I can do some testing. At least some string in there anyway.
Right.
Top of that, I've been doing some other finance shit that has long been needed to get done by me for, wrapping up everything.
Good deal. Good job. Yeah.
Looking for a job. Yeah, I have that same bus bar. I actually have 3 of them. Yeah.
They're awesome.
They are. They're nice.
Right now, I got it jerry rigged together, but I can turn on a heater now.
Nice. I can't do that yet.
I've only got 6 batteries, but I got 4 more coming tomorrow.
Have you tested out have you been able to test out what kind of runtime you have on your batteries, Don?
Oh, no. No, I'm not even close to getting anywhere there yet. I suspect that I have 2 48 volt 100 amp hour server rack batteries.
Yeah.
So I've got 200 amp hours, which I suspect will do me for about 24 hours of nothing. So from fully charged to all the way down, they should run the house, including AC or heat pump, and washer, dryer, whatever, for 24 to 48 hours on my current battery setup.
I'm interested. I was interested in that. That's what
I don't know yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I know. My guess was 24 hours. My calculations say that my house has 13 13 K amp hours per 24 hours.
13,000.
That was my old house. 13,000. Yeah.
That's screaming, dude.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
But I've only got 10,000 of inverter, and let me see, 200 amp hours of battery.
Right.
I have 100 amp hours.
My calculation said 24 hours. So
I
I
don't
want to
have it
start
up
off
yet.
with 24 hours to run the house.
Right.
I
But
know
that's if you're
I'm
running everything.
that
Yeah, but
runs
that's
everything. Yes.
right. Yeah, that you're running AC, you're running, cooking utensils and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And water heater. I mean, everything. Yes.
Right. That's the one thing I've been real curious about, because I was like, I'm sitting, with what I'm working with here, I'm sitting on 1,200 amp hours on battery. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I say what?
when
I'm running mine off of this.
before I turn this thing up, I should have meters on everything to see loads, to see amp hours. Both of the inverters have USB and Wi-Fi connections and they send me load monitoring software, so I'll be able to know instantly.
There we go.
What all of my loading is and what all of my inverters are providing.
Right.
Hey, Don, glad to see you again.
Okay, Don, this is
Always good
my
to talk to you, Bill.
this is my battery connection. This is a power strip, and I
Yes.
soldered 8 gauge onto that.
Dude, that 8 gauge is some hard shit to solder. You better have a
Yes,
hot
it
iron.
is. Sure. I didn't have enough solder, but I managed to make a good connection. Then I connected to that cable right there.
There's your 5/8. What is that? A 5/8 bus bar?
It's a 5/16.
5/16 bus bar. Yep.
And then I got that one going to that power strip.
And you just serial all of those batteries together, and they've got their own BMSs in them.
Yes, there are 15 BMSs in each one of those.
Cool.
Oh wow.
Talk
And
about overkill.
Will the BMSs talk to any kind of monitoring software for you? I mean, can you get data out of the BMSs?
Oh, not for me. No, they don't have anything for me. There used to be some monitoring stuff in there, but it was specific to what it was hooked up to.
That is one thing I'm looking forward to on these. Their Jack Appear batteries. They've got these badass RS-485 monitoring ports.
Oh, I have that on my that thing right there. That's a PWM. I'm gonna update that soon to an MPPT.
A charge controller, yeah, but it's not going to give him the ones he's got battery. Dude,
Yeah.
it'll tell you if a cell is bad within the battery.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It'll monitor each one. It monitors each one of the cells.
I've got all that space to put batteries. And I got 4 more coming. That's 4. Put on top of that.
Okay, I gotta go.
Bill, I didn't mean to get up here and monopolize
Slowly
the
putting this together.
conversation, sir.
No. Yeah. But what, you got to get up early, Bill?
I gotta go. I don't know anything about the battery world. Sorry.
You don't have. It's okay.
Hey, I learned it in 6 months.
I've got 3 fish that need to be filleted.
He's right. He's fishing.
What kind of fish?
Catfish.
Oh, I love catfish. Do you have
They're all channel cats.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's my favorite.
Do you have the fish fry, the Cajun fish fry? That stuff's good. Johnny's, I think.
Okay, well, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. I got fish slime all over me.
All
I gotta
right,
go.
talk to you later.
All right, man. Have fun.
Have fun, man.
Take care, Bill.
Right. Yeah, he'll be back.
I love catfish.
But yeah, no shit, man. Just been busting ass around here, getting it done. Oh,
Have you,
Light changing.
and I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but have you checked your PayPal recently?
What are you doing? Oh,
no,
upside
no. Oh,
You
okay,
should.
There we go.
okay. Okay.
So I've been trying
what color
to
is on this bed?
build out my camera network here.
Yeah.
Working out really well. It's just been I've been chasing capabilities, and I think I've finally settled on what needs to take place. So I got all the cameras up with the right firmware and streaming protocols, and now I just need to set up my NVR network video recorder, which is Blue Iris. Set that up on the server, blah 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 blah. But I've been climbing up and down ladders trying to get these fucking cameras going.
Do you have to
And I
set
did.
the IPs at the camera?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you have to set the IPs at the camera?
Negative. So the cameras are Wise cameras, and Wise has an old beta firmware that allows for RTSP, real-time streaming protocol.
Oh wow.
Basically, you can take that RTSP and turn it in and push it into anything that, say, VLC would read.
Yep. And
So,
yeah.
right. So then I set up my Blue Iris NVR network video recording software on my server, and now I point all my cameras to it, and it records everything. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because when Wise first started out, they let me record video for myself.
Yeah.
Now they've taken that capability away from me and said that I have to buy their service at $1.99 a month per camera. And I'm basically telling, don't think. So I'm basically saying, you know what? I'm going back to the old firmware, the stuff that does what I want it to do.
Right.
And so I did. And so they can go fuck themselves.
And it works. As long as it works.
I'm glad you could do it.
Looks like a champion.
Right.
And I get all of it locally. I can shove all the video up to the cloud if I want to. I can put it anywhere I want.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I was sitting here trying to figure out if I could show you my shed cam, which shows you my inverters, my batteries, my electrical box, my everything else.
I'm on shed cam right now.
Oh hell yeah.
Get on shed cam. So bear with me for 2 seconds.
You got some fixed cameras. My shed cam is this one.
I have some fixed cameras, yes, sir. I'm still in the house, but I'm gonna take us out to the shed cam virtually.
Cool.
If I can.
I don't have that capability yet.
Sweet. What's up, Canoes? How you doing, buddy?
Canoes, my brother, how have you been, sir? Long time no. Long time no.
No, nothing.
No, nothing.
I tell you what, it's really good to see you again, Don.
Why is that?
I've missed you.
I just don't understand that. All the vitriol and hate that everybody wants to throw at me, and I'm not saying you. Whoa. I'm not saying you. But it's out there. Trust me. I'm not Mr. Popular. Get that.
Don,
yes,
I will tell it to everybody right now, Don. I agree with you a lot of the time.
Thank you. I agree with most everybody else here. Most 99.9999% of the time. But there's some red lines that I have that, well, let's just say there's some red lines that I have. And we'll leave it there.
I may not agree with you at the time, but I do a little research and I pretty much take your side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can.
You're so much like my father. I don't always agree with him too, but I do a little research, and I find out he's right. So you guys have a lot in common.
Well, I bet he's a really good-looking guy. Gotta be smart.
Well, hell yeah, he's a good-looking guy. He looks like me, a little bit older.
Well, there's that. Okay.
Mm.
And he looks a lot like
man.
you too.
Big
So,
time.
let me see here.
Oh yeah.
I had quite a busy night. I was listening to Big J Triple X. He's going off on Thomas Sowell. He played the video, and Thomas Sowell was right. And then I watched Diamond and Silk, and then I came on to Dear Butch, and then now I'm here.
Man, how many beers have you drank since then?
0. Oh,
What
okay.
else have you been drinking?
Back. Half a beer. Half a beer.
Hmm.
It was left over from last night. Not as good as last night.
Mm. That was so good, dude. Peach pie with I put a honey glaze over the top of it.
Made it yourself? Walmart?
Yeah.
Walmart
I don't
has
have
some
peach
good
trees
stuff.
yet. I mean, I got a dozen peach trees outside, but I don't have no peaches yet.
Well, of course not.
Right. Too early yet.
Oh, I have bad news. My plum tree died. Damn frost killed it.
Yeah, I have one that died. There
My
it
wife
is.
was ready to blame me.
What a beautiful sight. Look at that. That is fucking awesome.
Don's shop?
So you can see on the wall there, I added a second piece of the rock. So I got 2 pieces of rock, top and bottom. I got 2 inverters there.
Yep.
I see it.
The combiner unit.
Yep. The DC cabling is down below them. I've started the AC cabling into the AC sub box there on the left.
Yeah.
And if you look all the way down on the floor on the right, you'll see 2 server rack batteries stacked up. And the black and the red cable going down to them.
Yep.
Okay. I have to take your word for it. I can't zoom in.
Oh, here. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. That looks much better. Thank you.
Hell yeah. That's the shit right there, man.
Whoa,
So
that
that's
looks like a nice MPPT.
Other than the batteries, what does that setup cost you with just the combiner and the 2 rows?
The inverters are about $800 a piece.
Right.
Is that a grid tie inverter I see?
Those are 2 grid tie inverters. Yes, 5 kW each.
Nice.
$800, $799 each is what they're running for.
Now,
Well,
with the grid tie,
they're grid tie capable, but they operate independently.
with
That's
the grid
correct.
tie inverters, can you go off grid?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
So
that's
you can
good.
use them as grid tied or completely off grid inverters. Now,
That's my
FYI,
dream.
I've got a 3rd inverter on the way. It'll be here the end of next month.
Oh, really?
I would love to know what you're using because that's my dream.
Those are GrowWatt 5000 ES inverters. And so when my 3rd one gets here, I've got the space for it there on the left. I will tie it into everything. And all of these talk via serial communications. So all of these talk together. They're cabled together. in low voltage 12-volt data comms, and so they're split phase, which means they make their own phases and they phase themselves according to their own communications. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Are you saying they're 220 and they split phase into 120?
I'm saying that those are 240 inverters. Yes,
That's what I meant.
They're
Okay.
not 120 inverters. I actually have a center tap auto transformer that I'll plug a 240 leg in and split me off and get me two 120 legs.
Well, that's good to know because I'm on the right path.
But
I thought you had that. I thought you had the.
No, I don't have that yet.
No, I'm not talking
here.
about you. I'm not talking about you. I thought you had already bought that step down for the 110.
I do. I have it. It's in the box there on the. As a matter of fact, if you look just at the base of the toolbox there, at the very bottom of it, you'll see a cardboard box, and that's where the auto transformer is. So yes, I already have it. That was $529 for this.
Because from what I understand, that 240 is not normal household use because all 220 is 2 legs 110. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's exactly
I have 220 coming into my house.
So you can't use it to power a stove or a water heater because it takes too much.
Actually, yeah, you can. Yes,
it is split.
Yes, you can.
You can?
It's a 2-phase. Yes, sir. Because these communicate with each other, they do the split phase. So there are 2 phases. There's 2 legs of 240.
Oh, okay, I got you.
2 legs of 120 in that 240. So yes, sir. These do produce 240, but they don't produce 120. But you can break that out with that auto transformer that I have.
Center tap.
Yeah, center tap auto transformer takes care of all that.
So what's the difference?
But that 240, no, there's no difference. There's no difference between that 240 and the 240 that runs in the house.
Nope.
Okay.
The one that runs in the house is center tapped.
Yeah.
So you have 2 legs of 120.
It's the same shit that's coming off the pole.
Okay. Yep.
I have a breaking announcement.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Fireball.
We'll be right back with that announcement.
And brought to you by Sausage Gravy Biscuit Farms.
.com.
Come on.
Right on.
So I have another company. It's a voice over IP company.
Right.
I've owned it for probably 12 years now. Been a going concern. I'm trying to advance it. In other words, get it a web page, get it an ordering system. That's kind of what I was going to do with Zach, but he saw nothing but dollar signs, and so we're probably not going to do any business. But with that said, I need to get this growing concern back up and running, or not back up and running, advertised.
Right.
I have clients that I've had for 15 years that just pay the bills.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
So that all that's automated in the background and nothing happens from it.
I'm back.
And we're happy to have you back.
Much better.
Right. So you just got to get the word out and
pretty much, yeah. I gotta build a web page for it. I gotta drag it kicking and screaming into the 21st century, so to speak.
Right.
Now,
right.
Normally I would be gone right now, but Don came on, so I'm on here a little bit longer. But I gotta go soon.
Oh, okay.
Don't let me keep you. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do
it. No, Don.
I
love to hear from you. You are so knowledgeable in this off-grid stuff.
We're getting there,
I've
brother.
got a lot to learn from you.
We are so getting there. We are so getting there. I was out, as a matter of fact, I did all the takeoff work on completely redesigning my ground mount to something completely different.
Right?
And so it's going to cost me about $1,000 in wood and timber and unistrut and bolts and nuts and
Right.
galvanized.
Don,
Hardware.
I would love your input on my videos.
I'd be happy to look at them. Yes, sir.
Now, not all my videos are on my off-grid stuff. Some of it's on garden, some of it's on shed. So you kind of have to look around.
Okay. I don't have much of a green thumb unless it's, well, weed.
That's okay.
Right? I've got some good starts going. I've already done first plucks. Yeah.
So I have kind of been eyeballing you and your garden.
Wizard
Wiz is doing a wonderful, wonderful job, sir.
Wizard's
Oh,
the
really?
expert.
Thank you.
Wizard's the expert on pretty much traditional gardening. I am trying to experiment with alternatives. Like I don't have a lot of space like Wizard does, so I have to experiment with stuff to make it a little more compact.
Right.
I wish I had the space Wizard's got.
Well, you know, you can borrow some. I can't sell it.
I
but you
wish.
can borrow.
The neighbor behind me has a ton of land, and he don't use it. You know, he doesn't even use half of it.
Oh, wow, there you go. I'll check you
Wish I could
out.
just knock the fence
Oh,
out.
video producer.
I'll be looking
Shit,
at that
check
now.
you out. Yeah.
The front
Badass.
porch?
There's the beast.
Oh, inside
Four
there.
wheelers in the party area.
That's the back porch.
Trash can?
Yeah.
You got a trash can in there?
I do have a trash can in there. There's a blue trash can there.
That looks like the recycling can.
Well, you
It
can't
is.
leave anything out because it's like wind just rapes that place.
I stole that from the state of Maryland. Those motherfuckers was going to give up something whether they liked it or not.
Right.
They probably don't even notice.
I paid for that damn can.
No, but yeah, he's
hell
like
yeah, you
Wiz
paid
says,
for
I
it.
paid for that motherfucker 4 or 5 times over, so I'm taking it with me.
Damn
Right.
right you paid for it.
It's a damn good container.
It is. They are nice containers. They're nice, thick, and this, that, and the other thing. But, yeah.
You know what I shipped in mine when I moved? Paint cans. Yes.
Garage chemicals.
What?
We did exactly the same
Are they
thing.
empty?
Garage chemicals, all kinds, all manner of different. I had such a busted up chemical soiree of fluid in the bottom of that thing when we got it
Wait
here.
a minute.
It was funny as shit.
Surprised it didn't melt something.
And that's the front porch. That's the wife's Jeep.
Yeah. Oh, badass.
That's a Jeep.
And then
Oh yeah, it is
her,
a Jeep. Okay.
And then her Civic next to it.
My wife calls anything that's a SUV a Jeep.
Well, I'm getting ready to sell my truck.
That is
think-
an actual Jeep. I like
Which
that.
truck?
My dad's truck.
What is it?
But it's going to allow me to fix up the Laredo and the Cadillac and sell it. It's going to allow me to fix up a whole bunch of shit around here. And it's, you know what else is going to get me?
Hey.
That setup you got. The Grow Watt Solars.
Anybody know about Rangers?
Ford
I'm not
Ranger.
talking about your dog.
I do. I used to own a Ford Ranger back in the day. And
Okay.
that was back in the day.
Yeah.
I had to replace the fuel pump. So I pulled the bed and moved it back. And I pulled the fuel
Tank.
I don't know what you call it. The whole thing, the whole
The whole
package out of it.
Pump is in the tank. Yeah.
And I replaced the fuel pump, put all that stuff back, all that crap back in. Started right up. So I was happy about that, but my dash showed that I had a check engine light and a fuel light. And I said, what the hell? I got a full tank. So neither one of those work now.
Sensors.
Where? I've been trying to find it for the past 2 months.
I don't know. There was something when you pulled it off, you pulled off a sensor. When you pulled that tank off of there, you disconnected a sensor somehow.
Actually, I didn't pull the tank off.
Tank
I pulled
level.
the bed off and then pulled that out of the tank.
Okay. Somewhere in what you did, some sensor was disconnected.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I'll
just
take the bed off again and see if I have anything disconnected. But when I checked it, I didn't have the bed on yet.
Okay. When you
and I
checked
saw
it,
no
how do
sensors.
you checked it. So you checked it. So then something putting the bed on it may have squished a
I
wire.
turned the key on. Huh?
You may have got a wire squished under the bed somehow when you put the bed on.
Or-
if it
or
worked before you put the bed on, I'm just troubleshooting here. Okay, that's all I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to help.
You give me.
Yes, I'm trying to give you the information. I didn't have the bed on yet when I turned the key on.
You may have squished a wire when you put the bed on.
No, the bed wasn't on.
Do you hear what I'm telling you, Battery?
But
Yes,
you're
but the
saying
bed wasn't on.
Battery, you're saying you tested it before you put it on and you had all those errors.
Yes.
Okay.
We tested it before I put the bed on.
And you had errors or no errors?
No, I had the errors.
Oh, okay. Well, then it was before you put the bed in. Then something you did
when you took that pump
the
out.
sensor. Yeah, when you pulled that pump out, it pulled a sensor out or something in that pump.
I went ahead and put the bed back on because I needed the truck to drive to work. But now I got to take it off again.
Dude,
and I get some good weather.
But the fact is, you've pulled a wire out of a sensor or a pair of sensors. One of them at least reads your fluid or reads your level. So I would start tracing the wire back from my electronic level reader.
I was really hoping it was a fuse, but I cannot find a fuse anywhere that relates to the tank.
Oh man. I'm starting to find fuses. This Jeep is notorious for having, so I got 2 main sets of fuses under the hood.
Jeep Breezy.
Right.
Then I got 3 other sets of fuses, one in the console, one under the dash, one in the rear, that I'm just now discovering, and I've had this fucking car for 10 years.
I missed mine. It was so easy to work on. This thing's a nightmare.
Dude, mine's electronic everything.
Yeah.
Well, you got a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so it's probably a nightmare with electronics.
It's the Overland, and it's got all the bells and whistles. And yes, it's a nightmare.
I had a Wrangler. It was easy.
Mine's a Laredo.
But
Laredo's good.
I took it out today. I put some
Lucas
fuel treatment in it.
We had 2 Jeeps.
And
it runs like a scalded dog. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We had 2 Jeeps.
Batteries on a kick. Yeah.
I don't want to walk anybody, but
we
had 2 Jeeps. We had a Wrangler and a Laredo.
Okay.
Well, I'm familiar with that one too.
I got this 04 Laredo sitting back there. I'll be able to fix up.
Doesn't your Laredo have a Hemi in it though?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's a 7.4 or something like that.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's a big one. It's the biggest engine they put in them.
Wow, our Laredo had a 4 liter.
I think mine's got a 3.7 6-cylinder.
In fact, my Jeep, my Wrangler had a
Really?
Laredo engine. It was 4 liter.
I have to look at. Don't take my word for it. I have to look it up because this was actually my son's car, one of my boys' car, and I think he said it had the biggest engine that they ever
4.7.
put in them.
Well,
Ah.
if it's not a 5.7, it's a 4.7, and a 4.7 is fairly common in a Laredo. But if it was a 5.7, I think it either has to be an Overland or it has to be not a Liberty, but what's the next one? A Commander. Excuse me.
Definitely not a Liberty.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So I don't know. But
Well,
a
Commander is
4.7
much
is a
different.
big motor. That's a big ass motor for that. That's
Right.
a V8.
Right, it's a
Way more
320.
power than it needs, and of course those things run forever.
And it's funny, the big ass motor doesn't use up more, a whole lot more gas than the smaller one.
You're right.
So I don't get it.
I
Why
get
go
about-
to a smaller one?
Well, I get about 20 miles to the gallon out of the smaller one, the 3.7, I think it is. I get 9 miles to the gallon out of the 5.7.
I'm getting
Right.
17 out of my Ranger now.
Well,
I get
the only
nothing.
thing we're going to be using it for, though, is basically as a property mule, tree dragger, a hitch wagon, whatever you want to call it, property mule.
Isn't it good for that?
You know, it's stuck in 4-wheel drive, and I'm sure the actuator is bad, but that's okay. I mean, I'm just going to put some crazy mud tires on it, some push bars on it, mount some winches on the front and back, and
some steel pipe rails on the front and back, and just run over shit.
At least it's stuck in 4-wheel
I
drive.
want to push over trees. I want to push
It's
over
a
trees.
tractor.
I want to be able to park that sumbitch up behind a tree and run a winch and just pull whatever I got to pull out of wherever it is.
It's got a winch.
I got a 9600 that I'm going to put on it, and I got a 4800 I'm going to put on the front.
Nice.
I recommend mile marker.
Yeah. So I've already got those. Those are they're still in the box. They've been there for a couple of years.
I recommend mile marker because it's hydraulic. You can get it submerged in water and it still works.
Cool. Hey,
Kimberly
Kimmy.
Moise.
Yeah.
And I used to work for Warren. I worked for Warren out here.
You're kidding.
In order to do this, yeah, in order to do this,
my winch is a Warren M8000.
8,000. Jeez, that's a big one.
It's a big one, and it's an old one. I got it for like $300 off of eBay.
Hey,
15
some of
years
them
ago.
some of those really old hydraulics, well worth it.
This one's nice. This one's really, really nice. I love it.
Is it electric?
It is
electric or hydraulic?
Electric.
I kind of like the hydraulics because where I go, there's water.
Okay.
And you get stuck in water, that electric's not going to work for you.
No, you're right.
So anyhow, it's a good idea to have both. Have an electric in reserve.
Reboot of Jaws yet? No, you're right. I haven't. I'm surprised no one has either.
But my wife's been looking at SUVs, and she was looking at the Cherokee, Grand Cherokee. Is that what you got?
I have a Grand Cherokee Overland edition, yes, sir. But mine's a 2006 version. So,
well, she was looking at Carmack, so it's a lot newer.
The new ones, the new Jeep Grand Cherokees. I mean, you're talking. Oh my God, the Cherokee L it starts at $106,000.
Holy crap!
For a fucking car. No, I'm sorry.
The
no
Grand
way in
Cherokee.
hell.
No way.
The Grand Cherokee is huge. We don't have the
new
driveway.
Grand Cherokees. The new Grand Cherokees are bigger. Yes, huge. No, they're not Denali size yet. They're still not Denalis. Those Denalis are still the fucking shit that
they brought back the
everything
Wagoneer.
They did. You're right. They brought back the Wagoneer, and they're charging you $100,000 plus for it.
Holy crap! They're insane.
You're right. It is. My niece says that she's going to get one. The Cherokee L fits her family perfectly. She says, "I'm going to own one of those."
Get one of the older. She should get one of the older ones because they're proven. This new model is not.
You don't want to. She's a left wing activist kind of. You know what? And we had such. I had
why
such
is she getting a Jeep then?
I know, right? So I took her to the rail when she said that. I want a Jeep. I said, "Do you know that the smallest thing in this thing is a 5.7 liter Hemi V8?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "You know it gets 8 miles to the gallon?" She says, "No, I didn't know that, but now it's okay." I said, "But you're a fucking green activist. How does this jibe with your shit?" She says it doesn't. I said, "That makes you the biggest goddamn hypocrite in the Jeep today." And by the way, we were having this conversation as we were rolling down the street in my Jeep.
This is straight out. This is straight out from Last Man Standing.
So, I mean, no, fuck, no. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand how you could.
No.
Whatever.
It's very hypocritical.
I can't pop another vein over that shit.
Hey, Don, you just have to laugh at that.
I have to. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I have to.
But tell her it's more. It's better for the environment than a hybrid.
I was just figuring she's probably gonna come back with, well, it ain't as bad as driving the mobile home.
Yeah, but see,
it's not good.
Here's the difference between her argument and my argument. I'm a consumer. I'm not an activist. I've always said that as long as I can afford it, I'll buy the gas.
Right.
For the V8, right? I'll have V8s on everything, and I'll buy the gas.
Right.
So fuck the environment, fuck the whales, fuck the children, fuck all that shit. Okay? I got a V10 in the RV.
I don't
Why? Because it wouldn't give me a V12.
And they don't make a good electric for those yet.
No, fuck no. So, you know what? I'm not the one standing there pointing at people saying, well, you're doing bad, the environment this and the environment that. We led this conversation off with, well, we ought to make more homes that require less cars. And I was thinking to myself, do you hear yourself? And then the next sentence out of her mouth was, have you seen those new Cherokee L's? I said, yeah, they're $100,000. Oh, okay. All right. So, I mean,
they're badass.
She doesn't even understand the hypocrisy, much less the level of hypocrisy. But I'll just shut up. I need to get off of that.
Well, you got these liberal environmentalists flying all over the country in corporate jets.
Yeah, but this is my niece.
Yeah, I understand it.
Right.
So, and she's my favorite niece at that. So I can't really smoke her, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Hey, have some fun, dude. Have some fun.
I should light into her real hard one time, but I won't. So.
Right. That's all good. No. See, that is just you let them, through attrition of their own behaviors, come to the conclusion that it's really not worth all the banter.
You're absolutely right. That's the only way I can do it, Leo. is. It's just
Right.
let her come around to her own conclusions.
You let her show
Encourage
the
her in the
hypocrisy and
ways
then
of
expose it.
Just give her the information when she asks for it, but don't try to
Yeah.
force feed her. So
just
okay.
let her
Well,
know she's
force
being a
feeding is
hypocrite.
worse.
You did it right. You did it right.
Whoa. I understand. I'm just not real good at it. Okay. I get the procedure. I understand the policy, but execution here is going to be kind of difficult. It's just I'm not real good at that. That's all I'm
How's
saying.
your health? I got one more question.
Hey.
How are you doing with your health, brother?
I had a nephew that was big
No
time.
battery. I wasn't talking to you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Doc.
Actually, my blood pressure is really good. My blood sugar has been it's been in the low triple digits. So, I mean, it was 111 this morning. So that makes it awesome.
Nice.
So, I mean, at this point in the program, jam up and jelly down, but I don't really want to say that because, I could be jinxing it. But yeah, I'm doing great.
No, I just was curious. I just was worried about you.
Upright and breathing.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
not on, just because I had a little heart problem doesn't mean I'm on death's on my deathbed here.
Well, it is worrisome with the next 2 months after an incident.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I know all about that.
And I appreciate the, the concern. I do. Sure. I very much appreciate the concern. I can't blow that off, and so I won't. But with that said, I don't think I'm as bad off as everybody else does, but
we never do.
I get it. I get it. I understand. Thank you. Thank you all for all of your concern. I very much appreciate it. I do.
Well,
I know I don't
I want to keep you around.
I know I act like an ingrateful, cocksucking piece of shit.
Well, that's why we love you.
But
that's the Don we know and love.
Right.
Yeah. I second Canoes.
Thank you. Thank you again.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, well, we love you here, Don.
I love you guys too.
That was hard for you to say.
Don't ask me to say that again, okay?
Well, guys,
Shadow Man, what is up?
I have a nephew that was during the 2016 election was big time Bernie bro.
All right.
His father was Bernie. His mother was Bernie. The whole family was Bernie. Well, he was upset at us talking about Trump and how the good things he's been doing. Now that all this crap has been going on, he is now on board with Trump. And he's working on his older brother.
See, the thing about that is, though, they'll jump to the next, whatever the flavor is of the week, as easily as they came from Bernie to Trump.
Right.
Well, my oldest, he was a big time Bernie guy. Took him to a Trump rally in Arizona, and he changed his mind. He took his Bernie shirt off, which he wore to the rally.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Right?
Hey, nobody bothered him.
Well, it wasn't for lack of want to, I can assure you.
Yeah, probably. Well, he took the shirt off before he left and bought a Trump shirt. Okay, nice. Now keep in mind he has Asperger's, so he's very stuck on his opinion, and this rally changed his mind.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see people see the light. I am. Hello, chat. Ghost, dude, where'd you go? I mean, you're just going to hang in the chat? You're not going to get up here and talk a little bit?
I have not been looking at the chat.
I always look at the chat.
I'm a bad person.
So anyway, I also got I ordered a Micro Air 365-4 version soft starter for my air conditioner.
Oh, yeah. The capacitor deal. Yeah.
Are you familiar with soft starters?
Yes, I know. Yeah. The capacitors, basically, that's what they are. They're high.
Well, they've replaced what used to be the old capacitor-based hard start with a microprocessor-based soft start solution in an add-on box that bolts on the side of your AC.
So it's actually a duty cycle manager.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
It is.
I gotta
Go
go.
ahead, Bill. Good to see you, Bill. Battery, excuse me. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Are you taking off, buddy?
I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah, it's way past my bedtime.
All right, bud. Well, dream well, Patriot. We'll see you
But it
again
is
soon.
Saturday.
All
Hey,
right.
I'll stay in chat for a little bit, right? I'm gonna jump in the shower.
Okay, bud.
If
Talk to
guys
you
wanna
later.
see that.
Nope, not on the list here. All right. Talk to you later, bud.
All right. Good to see you, Don.
Good to see you, sir.
Huckleberry in the house. What's up, Huck?
There's my Huckleberry. Rock on. So, Canoes, how was your day, my brother?
Long.
Long?
Had a lot to do. I had to go over to my mom's and hang out there for a while. And did some little bit of yard work. I got Plum tuckered out from that, so I crashed early. I went to bed at like 7:30 for a couple hours, and I didn't wake up until, quarter to midnight. An hour ago.
Oh, did you manage to wrangle
I've been
your boss?
sleeping. I've been breaking up my like sleep schedule. Like I'll take like an old man nap around 7 or 8 o'clock for a few hours, wake up, watch stream, do whatever like that, and then go back to bed a couple hours later before morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But
So
my mom helped me out today. She cut me a nice check so I can get caught up on my bills.
Right. Did you manage to wrangle your boss?
Say again?
Did you manage to catch up with your boss? The owner?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I guess he's been working a big account lately, so he's been out of town most days. I guess they got a contract to do some excavation around a big electrical substation, like the next county over. So he's been busy doing that.
All right.
Later today, the guy's supposed to come over and help me get that tire fixed on the lawn tractor. So if that works, then I'm good to go on getting the lawns cut.
There you go. Yeah, I got all the work done to the tractor and then went to charge the battery up. It's got a bad cell in it. So, ouch. I have to take it up to Walmart because we don't have a receipt on it. I'll have to take it up to Walmart. We talk them into swapping us out a battery,
Yeah.
It's only 2 years old. But yeah, it's just never ending. The checklist is waking up this property, waking up the farm, for the season and everything. And I got to rebuild carburetors. I got to, change oils on everything. I got the oil in reserve and all that stuff. So it's like, got all taken care of, but got all the stuff to do it. It's just getting all the time and just always pushing and pulling down the tree, get the garden go. But hell yeah. I knew it was going to be a busy year. Me. I'm going to get that shit done. Oh, we got the kennels built. We got the roof on. So, man, all the stuff that I've got done already this year. So, I want to finish that mill, too. Tired of looking at it just being a skeleton structure.
Mm-hmm.
But getting these piers and getting this experience on this one will be beneficial to getting that done. So, what's up, Bill?
Yeah, I got them in the bucket. I think I'm going to fillet them in the morning. I think they're going to live in the bucket. I put water in there.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably still be alive by morning. If not, they'll be ready to pick. You're not going to show us your fish?
Huh?
You're not going to show us the fish?
They're in my truck. They're in the bucket. It's dark out there.
Yeah, okay.
I got a headlamp that's got like one LED on it, and it attracts mosquitoes.
Don, you got mosquitoes out there the size of birds, man. That's what I heard.
I'm going to fillet them up in the morning. I'm setting up a table.
Oh, sweet. Hey, Don, have the mosquitoes started out there yet?
Okay.
They have not yet. But
Really?
I suspect it any day. Yeah, the flies have started.
Oh, the flies start.
The mosquitoes are coming next. So yes.
Right.
Wild Bill's ghost is in the house.
Yeah, that'll be me. Look at my freaking mess.
Oh, that's your lure making bench, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Yepers. It's a 35-minute epoxy. Here's that toad frog thing that I made.
Nice.
That's probably going to do pretty good.
I'm going to see. Find out. No, I haven't used my lures. Zoom was asking if I used any of my lures. No, I didn't. I just bait fish today.
Hey, Diesel Defects, welcome in. I know, right? Oh man, wow! But yeah, there's you need some wood. I just cut down a 75-foot tree. I got plenty of wood.
That about looks like a rainbow. Big old fat rainbow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that looks like a rainbow.
Yeah, I was gonna make it something else, but my daughter wanted to. She says, "I want a trout." So I made that for her. I haven't sent it to her yet. I sent some other ones. I sent some other ones to her though.
You ever try making like a newt or a salamander lure?
No, I
That'd be
bet
too
they'd
difficult
work.
to work with.
I bet they would work, especially on bass. I could
Oh,
see a
yeah.
bass snatching it.
They like the crickets, though. I will say that. They like the crickets.
The what?
The bass, they seem to like crickets and grasshoppers and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I had a dream of grasshopper lures. It was a dream that came to me. So I'm gonna have to do some hoppers, some bright green hoppers. Oh hell yes.
Is that the angle
Yeah,
from the shed?
at my place, you can get it from summer all the way through fall. You can get live grasshoppers whenever you want at my place. You just have to walk, a couple feet into the field because they're
With a
everywhere.
net. Yeah, with a net.
And in the
Scare 'em
bushes
up,
around the
but-
pond, I'll be circling the pond with my lawn tractor, cutting the grass, and they'll just fly all over, swarm me and everything. And I pull them off my shirt or my jeans or whatever. I just chuck them in the pond, and they generally live about 2 seconds before they get eaten by the bluegill.
Right.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking about doing some hoppers that not hoppers but locusts on steroids.
Yeah.
Some freaking big ass muscular looking locusts with little red on them that look like locusts. I know that fish are opportunists, and when they see that, they're going to be like, damn, that's a meal.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Don, is that the angle? Is that the camera on the shed? Looking at
That's
the house.
That's the well cam.
Oh,
That's the angle. The well is just to the left of the shed, so you're pretty close on the shed. Yes,
okay. All right.
but this is the well cam pointed to the back of the house.
Wow. That's pretty sweet. You got a camera out there.
I got cameras everywhere,
Right.
and hopefully some more cameras. I'm just getting it outfitted. That's all.
Right. Oh, that's
More
badass.
to come.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Reggie, get back up there. That ain't your yard. Sorry, I had to yell at the dogs. But yeah, I'm still on solar, so if I go dark, guys, I didn't, I did not say. I'm still on solar, so I haven't had to start the generator. Oh, check that out. It's a little out of focus. There you go. Oh, that's a bee.
It's like a yellow jacket.
Yep. I need to solve my wing issues. It has wing issues. You could see the wings came off. I don't know what to do about the wings. But I got to figure out something to do with the wings on there.
They'll have to be more aerodynamic or hydrodynamic, I guess I should say.
I might call this a murder hornet.
That had to be a big old bass to pick up that murder hornet, though.
Yeah. A big mouth bass, maybe.
That thing's going to have to be huge.
Right. Well, a smallmouth bass, that'd be a problem, right? But a big mouth bass, probably take it pretty well. But yeah. No, I was. You know what you could do, Bill, is use some of that milk jug stuff, the plastic for the wing,
Mhm.
and just shape them with the heat.
Yeah,
You know,
That's a good
I
idea.
do that.
It's pretty sturdy stuff.
you know.
Just don't make them stick out too hard.
Right. Have them folded back, not out
Yeah.
the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to carve out the freaking that's polycarbonate. I bought the sheets of polycarbonate right there.
Right.
Yeah. That's I haven't ever used this rooster tail yet, but that's a good little trout lure. You notice the feathers on there?
Yeah.
Okay, do the same thing on fish too. Like say this fish right here, if I was to put feathers on the back tail there, it'd give it some make it look like the tail, and it'll move and it looks more natural. So that's you're talking about your chickens and everything. You've got around the neck feathers is what they've got called the hackle,
Yeah.
and that's what I use on the neck feathers. See, I'm just a small little operation here.
Right.
Know.
I'll tell you what. I'll start collecting up feathers for you.
Yeah.
A bunch of feathers, actually.
Yeah, I can use them. See, and I make my own eyes sometimes, or I have some eyes that I bought off of Amazon. These are eyes off of Amazon, so they actually look 3D.
Is that what you use for your paint, or those little testers bottles?
Yeah, for a lot of my paint, yeah.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those stuff, testers. I got like a big kit of them down in the basement because I used to do model airplanes and stuff. They've just been sitting around for years. If you want them, I'll give them to you.
Oh, I'd love it. These fluorescent colors, they're really good. I like to use them. I've actually got fluorescent in this right here on this trout thing. But yeah, the thing about balsa wood, which I've been trying it, and that was the problem I was having with that Hornet, is the balsa wood. It's really light and everything, but the problem is it's spongy, kind of like, and you get a fish.
It sucks up the paint really good.
Yeah, but you get a fish with teeth, it's gonna freaking damage it. So this is actually balsa wood right here. That little mini flatfish. I found a guy that started selling the flatfish design back in the 1930s. So it's a design that's been around an awful long time. It has a lot of action, and it's been a proven fish getter. It's a proven fish getter. That is actually a miniature flatfish design right there. And it just kind of gets under the water and just wiggles like mad. And fish can't resist it. So if you buy them, you could buy some cheap plastic injection molded stuff. A lot of it's made in China. And if you want to buy something American made, well, here it is, not made in China. I don't know if people want to pay extra because I can't do it as cheap as Chinese do. These are all custom. And something like that little flatfish right there I showed you, that's over $4 right there. And that's if you buy the Chinese injection molded one. So, I don't know. It's not something I think I'm going to make a huge living off of, but it's something, hopefully.
Right. Well,
See, I've got the 5-minute epoxy. This product used to be made right here in Utah. This stuff here. That's the hardener, though.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I said, you don't have to make a production line out of it. Just do the ones you want to do, and then, you know, make a second one or something like that, and post it up if you want to, you know, but or just post them up, and the ones that sell, just make new ones of them. You know what I'm
Yeah. Come to find out that super glue is amazing stuff.
saying? Right.
It really is. It's waterproof. I can mix it with that baking soda right there that I've got, and it dries like hard plastic. And I can use super glue just like like a plastic wood filler. Uh, and you just super glue and baking soda, and boom, amazing,
Right.
amazing. Oh yeah, a lot of the lure builders know about that. I got my mixing cups and everything. Got my stir sticks, brushes, mixing cups, more brushes, and I repurpose water bottles and things like that. You know, I use them for stuff. Yipper.
Yeah, Ronnie, I saw a story today in the local news. The local fishing report that they put out every week. They're talking about how right now it's really hot for smallmouth bass because they're coming up out of Lake Erie and going up all the tributary streams and rivers. And they had their major spawn like a week or so ago, but there's still stragglers that haven't left the rivers yet, and people are just
Right.
catching them like crazy, just on like small flies and stuff. They're basically fly fishing for bass.
Oh wow.
Here's the glitter lure. Here's the glitter lure right here.
Oh no.
Glittery
He's gonna make
trout
a
bombs.
PhD.
Oh man, here's the glitter. There's the glitter right there. That would be glitter. And I've got a black glitter here too. Here's the black glitter. Yep. And after that gets epoxied, it's going to be like 3D. I haven't epoxied it yet. It's just got that clear coat on it, just so the glitter doesn't fall off. It gives it, oh, it's so deep and iridescent looking.
Right.
And then I get these really cute little glitter things, like this one right here. This is Glitter City right here. It's got all kinds of little shapes and sizes. Can do kind of a what do they call that? A mosaic? That's for doing like a glitter mosaic.
Oh wow.
Yep.
It didn't come through. Or that guy. Don.
That's me. No,
Okay.
I'm making some adjustments. Sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna say it didn't come through. yeah. Hey guys, I need to drop out before I drop off. I probably don't have much time left for my power, but I will see you tomorrow night. Remember, tomorrow night's ladies' night. So, all you ladies, Huckleberry, Miriam's
I'm
out
also-
there. You put you there.
I'm also going to slip away, Mr. Canoes. So I'm going to leave the show in your capable hands.
All right. Well, it was
Thanks,
good seeing
guys.
you
Have
again,
a
Don.
wonderful evening. And I'm
What was
sure
that?
I'll talk to you all shortly.
You know it, bud. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace out.
I'm glad to see you too. And I'll talk to you. Good night, guys.
Then
Just
there were
us.
two. Yeah, I'll stick around another 15 minutes. Oh.
Yeah, that I actually I'm kind of excited to see this glitter one and see how that works out after I epoxy it. Put it on the old lure turner. One thing I noticed is I had one lure that I put on the lure turner. It started getting, it still was getting drip heavy areas, you know. It was like drips. I had to get a razor blade and cut the epoxy off and redo the whole damn thing. Cut the epoxy off, sand it, and redo it. Sand it with a real fine sandpaper, and then re-epoxy it. Frustrating, but sometimes you have to circle back. If I had a reloading operation, I've got plenty of lead. Kind of wish I had a reloading press. I don't I really have wanted one for a long time. They've gone way up in price now.
Oh yeah, you know you couldn't find any parts for them, dyes, all that stuff for the last 2 years. Been just like trying to find primers. It's super hard to find.
Yep. And the only presses I've been seeing available, well, I've been seeing other presses available, but like you just said, they didn't have accessories or dyes or anything for them for like this, what is it, CCI or something like that?
I don't know if they made commercial stuff. Wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I wasn't aware of it.
The Rock Chucker, who makes the Rock Chucker?
I couldn't tell. The only company I really know is Rockwell and Dylan.
And Dylan presses.
Yeah, Dylan. That shit's so expensive, but it lasts a lifetime.
Dylan makes the best progressive systems.
Mm.
Yeah, I would get a Dylan, and we've got a company here. I think it's called Christensen or something like that. That makes presses, and they make a really good press. It's based in Sandy, Utah.
Mm. Oh, yeah. I was over at my mom's today, and she helped me out a little bit financially today to get caught up on my bills. And then she sat me down, and she's tried to, give me motherly advice on how I should, adjust my life and everything, to meet financial obligations. She's like, I keep hearing from your sister that you got all these guns. You need, like, I don't have a problem with you owning guns, but like, I'm sure you have more than you need. You need to start selling this. And I'm like, I appreciate your help. Don't tell me to sell my fucking guns.
My mom said the same exact thing.
I mean, there are a few that I am looking to sell because I don't have a use for them. I don't want them, and I have no problem selling them, to get some money. But I'm not getting like rid of the rest of my guns, just and then keep like one or two around a house. It's like that. That's not happening.
The problem when you sell guns, you can never get them back.
Yeah.
And I really have regrets. I mean, I sold an M1 Garand. I've never been able to find an M1 Garand. When all the shit started up, Sandy Hook and all that, my Garand was gone already, and I looked far and wide, and the price of them went way up. And the only way that you could get one, which that wasn't the case before, was through that club that you were talking about, Civilian Marksmanship Program.
Oh yeah, CMP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the only place you can get one.
Well, you can't even there now.
Oh, they're sold out?
Oh, hell yeah. Around here they are. You could get M1 carbines.
Yeah, they just released a bunch of those. They had a huge ship come in that were all, coming out of storage. The Army decided that they didn't want to hang on to them anymore. And they also
I hate the caliber.
They put a bunch of 45 government semi-auto pistols in there. And I think they started selling a lot of the Beretta M9 9mm pistols because they're all switching to SIG now.
But I look at the M1 carbine as why get one when you could just get an AR that has about the same ballistics as the M1 30 caliber M1 carbine. I've seen it. I've seen the penetration tests and everything compared side by side with a 223, and they just don't measure up to that, for modern, and the ammo is like 5 times the price. You can't find ammo for them anymore. That's kind of what makes a lot of guns obsolete is having some type of ammunition that is like unicorn ammo,
Yeah.
Same thing with the Russian Nagant pistol, the revolver. Same thing with that, It's just
Yeah, like the old Colt revolver that was my grandfather's. It shoots a 32 Smith & Wesson long. That you can't find that very often around here.
You will never have a problem finding AK ammo.
Oh no, there's more 7.62 buried in caches all over this country than any American will go through in a lifetime.
Oh yeah, and the other smaller one, the 5.45 by 39. Yeah, that there's a lot of people have that in their garage or stashed away somewhere. They don't want to shoot it because they don't know if they'll ever be able to get it.
I watched a video a couple weeks ago of a guy who brought out, he had some 7.62 by 39 that he had bought back in the 90s, and he had it like in his storage area and untouched for years and years and years. It was all cheap Chinese ammo, and he pulled out a tin of it to see how it had aged and everything, and it was still like extremely well preserved, no corrosion.
Yeah.
I think he only had one misfire out of the one tin can.
Yeah, those spam cans, they were made with Russian powder and stuff, and even if they were supposed to be, uh, even if they were supposed to be non-corrosive, the primers were still corrosive on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, spam cans for AKs. Yeah, you open one up and it's going to look like it did the day it went in there.
Like some of the basically they weren't loaded in boxes. They were wrapped in paper bundles. And the paper was kind of like disintegrating on some of them, but that was about it. But it was a bitch to get that can open because the sealing opening mechanism, basically, like the spam key, it wouldn't work. And the guy was trying using a can opener, and then I think he ended up using a cutting wheel to get it open.
I'd wind up breaking out the Tanto knife or something.
The box, the spam can did not look good when he was done opening it.
That's why I like a Tanto knife. I mean, I could cut right in. I'll cut right into a freaking car body with it.
Yeah, that's my EDC knife. I used to use Tantos. I got a spear point now on the one, but I've gone through a couple Tantos over the year.
I got a big, heavy Tanto blade knuckle duster from Cold Steel, and on my LBE, that goes on there.
Yeah, I had 2 Columbia River knife and tool Tantos over the year. The first one that I bought was great. I lost it on a camping trip, and then I bought a replacement, which turned out to be a counterfeit, and it was a piece of shit. Yeah, it was. You could tell within a month of buying it that it wasn't the real deal. It kept falling apart.
Yeah, I bought one of those Bud K knuckle dusters too.
I never bought anything from Bud's.
I bought the black one, the black knuckle duster, and that's just wobbles. It rattles around in the freaking knuckle, You just take the damn blade out of it and just use the knuckle duster by itself. I actually took a blade out of a stiletto. I'll show you what I did with it. I took this blade out of a stiletto. So it's not a full tang, but it's a pretty good jouster. Let me see here. Put my camera back on. This one right here. And I affixed a new blade out of a dowel and a piece of metal and just painted it black. And I'm gonna epoxy the whole thing when I'm done with it. But that's it right there. That's just a partial tang. Kind of that French pocket knife design,
The blade is that a big blood groove in the middle? Does that have a big a ferrule, a blood groove in the blade in the middle there?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I
see that? It's pretty cool. I'm gonna make a little EDC thing out of it. Yep.
Well, you said that you can do your own homemade Kydex type stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
So you wouldn't have any problem making a sheath for it.
Yeah, I've got different thicknesses and different colors of Kydex and everything. Hell yeah. Yep. And I have a press. The press is in here. It's a Kydex holster press for making Kydex holsters. So it's not a really super high grade one, but it's kind of like the first ones that came out. But I think it's AR 500 steel. So if nothing else, I can use the plates as a ballistic plate.
Yeah. That reminds me, talking about armor and plates, I gotta pull my plates out and check the date on them. I think they're about set to expire because I got soft panel plates.
Yeah, I know you do.
And they're only good for like maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I got the hard plates.
Yeah, if I decide to, get new plates, because I've only used my chest rig once or twice, to be honest with you. Situationally, it was more kind of like I got all this money, that looks cool, so I bought them with the carrier and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna take, after I cut those fillets off those fish, I'm gonna use the rest and
Fertilizer.
Bury it deep.
Yep.
Guts, heads, the whole thing. Is Dear Butch still in the chat?
He was, yeah. He posted something a minute ago.
Dear Butch, I caught 4 catfish tonight.
Were they out of like a local pond or something close by?
A lake, a pretty close by lake. There's a, it's weird, I think fish are kind of territorial depending on their species, but there's like trout on part of the lake, and there's bass on another part of the lake, and crappie and bluegill on another part of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an area where there's catfish, and I'm surprised I caught the catfish I did. I mean, I didn't. I haven't caught any catfish out of that lake in a while, but they seem to like those garlic dough balls.
Yeah, I've heard of people using those before.
Yeah, I don't know. I've tried different things. I had pretty good luck on mink food. I used mink food, old nasty mink food, and freaking these cats just go nuts over it. I got it from a mink farm for free, and it's stinky stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah, around here, I recall hearing from people when I was younger, like back in my town, like a generation beforehand, a lot of the trappers that were going after fox and coyotes and stuff were always using mink guts.
Yeah.
And mink scent glands.
Yep.
Because and they were easy to get because there was actually a mink farm in our area around here. So you could go there and get dead mink whenever you needed.
Oh, yeah. We had a bunch of environmentalists or PETA people turned all the mink loose out of the mink farm, went and opened all the cages and let them all out. And then after they did, the mink were like running across the highway and everything, getting run over. So I guess that was That was that was humane treatment of animals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Freaking bastards. And then they burned down Tandy Leather. They burned down like 4 Tandy Leather shops.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, they're terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
Spiking trees and all that. Spiking trees, and then lumberjacks come out and cut the tree and run it through the sawmill, and it blows the sawmill apart and kills kills half the guys in there that are running the sawmill. Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I remember hearing when that was a big thing back like in the 80s, particularly up in the Northwest, like Washington and Oregon. They were like using railroad spikes.
It was in the early 90s, I thought.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
80s, early 90s.
Yep.
And then you get the idiots that would just, climb up into one of those trees and build like a tree house and refuse to come down.
Yeah. Yeah, or they would tie themselves to a tree or chain themselves to a tree, so big trees couldn't get cut down and stuff.
It's like there was just a story recently within the last month or so ago. Someone brought it up a couple of nights ago. Some idiot environmentalist group over, I think it was in the UK. They started like using super glue, like industrial super glue, and they were gluing themselves to buildings, like to concrete, wow. Structures and everything. It's like totally fucking stupid. The only way to get them off of it, required a significant amount of pain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember they shut down the Alaska pipeline. Environmentalists were claiming that the pipeline that was going along the side of a river was it wasn't even the pipeline, it was the roads that were going along a river in Alaska that they claimed that the roads were burying the salmon eggs.
Okay.
And they shut it down for close to a year. They shut the Alaska pipeline down. And yeah, they've always been against anybody, using any kind of resources that are found on our land in the United States. It's communism bullshit.
Yeah. And now, I mean, with the technology we have nowadays, those pipelines are some of the safest, engineering projects that can be built.
Yeah. And how I know about this is my stepdad was a civil engineer that worked on that pipeline. He was a senior civil engineer, and yeah, he actually was the first one to design. He designed a bridge to move heavy equipment across the river by pumping the water from the river up to the surface and freezing it, and built it layer after layer of ice so that they could drive heavy equipment across this river. He pioneered that. He was the first one to do that. It was supposed to be dirt that was atomic. It was supposed to be dirt that had fallen off the roadsides or whatever when they built the roads along these rivers, so that heavy equipment could move across, move along the banks of the rivers and everything. And they claimed that it was burying the salmon eggs, which wasn't true. It was just made up shit. But it was enough to actually shut the damn pipeline down. It shut the whole pipeline down for
Yeah.
close to a year. Yep, that's kind of stuff. A lot of people lost their jobs. So it wasn't a very funny thing. I mean, it was based on just supposition,
Yeah.
Salmon eggs make really good trout bait.
Yep.
I still use salmon eggs.
Yeah, the bait shops around here sell them.
Yeah. Yep. I've got, in fact, probably my salmon eggs are old as hell. They're probably wrinkled up by now. I've got some jars of salmon eggs in my tackle box. I haven't even looked at them. But there is no problem with overfishing in Alaska right now. No problem whatsoever. In fact, there's a problem with underfishing. The trout are actually underfished, and they're worried about overpopulation. Not trout, I'm sorry, salmon. The salmon, they're worried about there's not enough of it reaching the market because nobody wants to work on the salmon trawlers. So they've got a problem with that.
I think that might be more of an issue with a lot of the smaller boat operations that work up there. They can't compete with the huge factory ships.
Nope. That's not what it is. I know it might seem like that, but it's really they just couldn't get people to work on the fishing boats. And I don't know if it was partly related to COVID or whatever, but they just didn't want to. A lot of the fishing boats didn't even go out because they couldn't hire people to man the boats. So now they're having an overabundance of salmon, and they're concerned about that. And it's really expensive to buy because they're not, the boats just aren't going out.
Yeah. Might have to do with fuel prices too. Cost of actually running the boats.
That, I bet that could be part of it too, yeah. But either way, I mean, it's affecting our food supply.
Mm-hmm. I know they got that one huge ass factory ship up there. This ship provides something like 98% of all the fish that you get at McDonald's, like fish fillet sandwiches. Like anywhere in the world that you get a McFish sandwich, it comes from that. It comes from that one boat.
Probably.
They've done video tours of the ship before, working from the back end where all the nets get reeled in, and they size the fish, throw them in the tanks, and then they just work their way through the ship and go into each compartment, where they have a different stage of cutting up the fish and getting it ready. And at the end of the process, they got them all deboned and filleted and shaped and flash frozen and put in storage, ready, to get offloaded and sent to McDonald's all over the world, all from one ship.
Yeah.
It's something like 1,000 people, are on the crew. So they got, huge amount of living quarters on there.
Well, dear Butch, there's massive schools of salmon out in the ocean. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but the schools of salmon, they don't even spawn. I mean, a lot of them, they're just hanging out in the ocean, until spawning time comes, feeding on whatever is available. We've got, and people are not going out to fish them, it's just the fishing boats aren't going out. You're not seeing crab. You're seeing a lot of stuff coming over from Asian countries. A lot of our fish are Asian or
and South American too.
South American. Yeah, exactly. So, and China and Japan, they don't abide by maritime law. They break the law all the time. They're always down in Antarctica, killing whales and stuff, and fishing out huge schools of squid, and that's all they eat over there. They eat squid and whale and all that, and they claim that it's all in the name of maritime research. So the whaling vessels, they kill all the whales they want, and they can do it by saying it's just research. We want to make sure what the whales are eating and blah blah blah. It's a line of shit. It's an excuse for them to kill whales, and all that meat and everything does make it to various markets.
Oh yeah.
So
it's like you get the over in Alaska and up in Canada, you get the natives and the First Nations tribes that are legally allowed. Like each village is allowed to pull in 1 or 2 whales a year because they have historical claim. It's part of their culture and everything.
Yeah, Hauger told us about that, didn't he?
Well, like over in Europe, I guess, like especially like with the Faroe Islands and maybe up in Norway, there's a couple.
In Iceland.
There's a couple villages where like they'll actually herd like a pod of whales into like a small harbor, and then they just go and slaughter them in this one harbor, and like the entire harbor is nothing but whale blood. It's like bright red for days.
Oh yeah.
But they have a historical claim for their culture on it. You can't deny it because that's how they that was their sustenance back in the day.
Well, so do I. I mean, I'm Scottish. I'm sure that my ancestors ate plenty of whale. I could claim that too.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's kind of bullshit, actually. If you want to know the truth. Well, I don't know. Do you think whales are pretty much going extinct, or are they off the extinction list yet?
Certain species, are doing better than others, but it's been like that on and off, ever since the environmentalist kick started off in the 70s.
I told Hauger I wanted to go there just so I could try whale. He says it's like beef.
Mm.
The meat is, and then you got all that blubber.
Yeah. There's no force on earth that would compel me to ever try blubber. It's just not going to happen. I don't even like a little bit of like fat on my steak. I got to trim it.
Dear Butch, you're not Welsh. You're Norwegian. You're a whale eater too, motherfucker. I know Dear Butch his ancestors were whale eaters. Damn right.
Fire in a bowl for anybody that cares to partake.
Fire.
Last one for me tonight. I think I'll shut it down at the top of the hour.
Yeah, I think Norwegians ate their share of whales.
Well, they got such a huge coastline. I'm sure they had ample opportunity to.
Yeah, well, they're my brothers. The Norwegians are my brothers. I'm a Celt. They're my brothers. We share a lot of the same history. I've got it in my blood. So, a shot of whiskey is the same as a beer. I was reading.
What, as far as alcohol content?
Yeah, a 4-liter shot is the same as a 12-ounce beer.
A 4-liter shot?
Yeah. Or no, not 4-liter, 4 milliliter. Sorry. I think it's 4 milliliters. I don't know. I don't know my metric stuff.
Yeah. You're probably thinking 4 ounces. 4-ounce shot. That sounds.
Is that what it is? Okay,
Yeah.
4 ounce. Okay, 4-ounce shot. A shot. Okay, a shot.
I dare anybody to do a 4-liter shot of something.
You've got me on on the metric conundrum.
Gotcha.
A shot is 1 ounce. In what country?
That'd be a real small shot.
That'd be eensy weensy.
I think a standard American size shot is 2 ounces.
Well, I've got a shot glass right here. And it shows me a shot is about 2 tablespoons. So, yeah. I'll show it to you on the screen, damn it. Let me see here.
It's hard to measure when you're drinking straight out of the bottle.
This is an Anchor Hawking shot glass, okay?
That's good glass.
Huh?
That's good glass. I mean, they make great glass. I have a lot of Anchor Hawking glass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's it right there. Anchor Hawking.
All my pie dishes are Anchor Hawking, and my measuring cups, the glass ones, yeah, they make great glass.
So 6 teaspoons will fill this up. And 2 tablespoons will fill this up. See? There it is. Showed you. That's a shot glass. That's an official Anchor Hawking shot glass. And I have official scotch to put in there. So when you said fire in the bowl, I just had a shot with you.
Cool. I wish I had a bottle of rye right now.
You've said that before, that you're a fan of rye. I don't know. Rye just seems a little harsh on my gut.
Yeah. As far as taste and the burn, it is harsher than, say, bourbon. I prefer it because most bourbon to me is too sweet. I don't like really sweet whiskey.
I don't like. Yeah, that's same with me actually. The Irish whiskey is just a little bit too sweet for me.
Yeah.
A little too, it doesn't have the taste and the brashness that good Scotch. Well, even crappy Scotch. Good Scotch, crappy Scotch, I don't care. Scotch is Scotch. And it has that kind of brashness to it. But I'm not a fan of Cutty Sark sucks ass.
I don't care for Scotch, period.
Really?
But then again, I've never tried like what experts would call a really good Scotch. I think the only bottle of scotch I ever bought was Blue Label Jimmy Walker. Yeah, I really didn't care for it.
Johnny Walker is also kind of gross. Johnny Walker, Cutty Sark, American Scotch. It all sucks. But this one is Scottish. It's Clan McGregor. And I'm going to have a shot with you right now.
Cheers.
That's the good stuff. And Clan McGregor is a blended, but it's the finest blended. So, yeah, it's bottom shelf scotch, but it's damn good.
I just remembered that I have a bottle of Camorra left downstairs. It's too late to drink anything tonight, but I think maybe tomorrow night I'll have a couple shots of Camorra. It's like Camorra is a chocolate liquor, kind of like Kahlua, but it's not creamy like Kahlua. It's more syrupy, I guess you would say. But oh god, putting it in eggnog, oh, that's a treat.
Yeah, but Jason, look, you can buy Clan McGregor in plastic bottles by the gallon. So, fuck yeah. It's not. There's another blended scotch a lot of people are caught up in. I gotta have single malt scotch, right? But in actuality, you try Famous Grouse, and you're gonna be amazed at how good it tastes. It is one of the better scotches, and it is a blended scotch. So, yeah, Clan McGregor, I know, is not the best, but you know what? Famous Grouse, it's right on par with Glenfiddich in my book. And I like Glenfiddich. And Ragged, oh hell, Ragged just showed up.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. We're shutting down in like 5 minutes.
Ragged probably drinks gin. No, he doesn't drink at all.
Yeah, I don't think he drinks.
Yeah. He's kind of a good boy in a way.
Or maybe he doesn't smoke, one of the two.
And I'm a fan of good spiced rum. I like rum. Rum and scotch. Hell yeah.
In general, rum's too sweet for me. But I
Kraken?
do like it. I've never tried Kraken before.
Oh, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it.
The only scotch that rum that I would actually buy or have bought before is the dark Captain Morgan's. I don't like
That's good.
the light
Captain
color
Morgan?
rum. Yeah.
Yep, Captain Morgan's very good rum. Yes.
Like when I used to go around the concerts, rum and Coke was always like the cheapest well drink that you could get at the bars, and I get a dark Captain and Coke.
Hey, Dear Butch is leaving, so Dear Butch, have a good night. Don't do anything wrong.
Or at least just don't get caught.
Don't get caught doing anything wrong.
Oh, and Colonel Shaw just shows up. Jeez.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, we got a Dutchman, an Englishman. Oh, fuck. We're fucked. I don't know. Southern Comfort actually makes me fight. I can't drink Southern Comfort. Sorry.
I don't. It's way too sweet for me. I think when I was real young, I bought like 2 bottles of it and never had it since. Way
Yeah.
too sweet.
Yeah, I get in trouble with the law when I drink that shit. Yep. Ragged, I am international. Okay. I'm a pirate, and pirates are international. So, just to tell you, just so you know.
I saw an article a week or so ago that I thought was funny as hell. You know how certain U.S. Navy ships occasionally will fly, in a pirate flag, like when they're
Yeah.
returning to port or leaving port.
Yep.
They some reporters out in somewhere, it might have been Afghanistan or somewhere in the sandbox. There was like a forward operating base that the U.S. had, and it was mostly a medical detachment. Like helicopters would fly in with casualties, and they had a huge Blackbeard pirate flag, the Queen Mary's Revenge flag. And they made some modern day, adjustments to it. It looked cool as hell.
Nice. Yeah. 9/11. I think is it 9/11? No, it's not 9/11. It's 611 beer is actually a beer that was brought up from a sunken ship. So they took the yeast that was in it and created I think it's 611 beer.
I heard
Something
something
like
about
that.
that years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was actually from a sunken ship. The yeast is actually salvaged from that ship.
Yeah, they sent it off to like a university chemistry department to have them extract, the yeast to see if it was usable and everything, and sure enough it was.
Yep. And the number on it, I'm saying 611, I could be wrong, but the number on it was actually the number of the locker. So it was the lock that they broke when they got into it. That was the number that was stamped on the freaking lock.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a story behind it, everything. Which I think is cool shit. I think that's pretty cool that they've got a whole history behind it. And it's not good beer. It's really not good. But it will get you fucked up. Yep. Like that freaking old-timey beer. It was captured from wild yeast. So there's a lot of wild yeast that we haven't discovered yet. And Colonel Shaw, he's like on one tonight. Colonel Shaw, I'm glad you're here. He's a brother from another mother. We're all related at some point. Thousands of years of thousands of years of being apart as humans, and you'd be surprised how many people, no matter what race or color they are our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it's so. What is it like? There's a statistic that like 1 out of 5 people on Earth are related to Genghis Khan.
Oh, I know, huh?
Yeah.
How about Attila the Hun?
Or maybe that was it. One of the two. Yeah.
Attila the Hun, that fucker, and Alexander the Great, their bloodlines are all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, And Genghis Khan too. You're right about that, actually. A lot of the Chinese and people in India and places like that actually have heredity going back to Genghis Khan.
Yeah, like all the modern day gypsies that are left in the world, they can
Yep.
trace them all the way back to India.
Even people in Southeast Asia and Afghanistan and Uzbekistan and all over the world have a relationship with Genghis Khan in their bloodlines.
Mm-hmm. Most here in the States, a lot of that's with the Native American population, because they all came over here mostly from the land bridge in the Aleutians.
Yes, and they trace the DNA on that, and it goes all the way back to Altai area of Mongolia.
Yeah.
The Altai region of Mongolia, and a lot of Russians have Altai Mongolian in their bloodlines too.
Well, there's a whole area up in Siberia that's a population out of there. They call it's something slightly different. I think it's a Atlai or something. It's not Altlai, but yeah, there's one of their native peoples up there, like the Tungus and
Yeah,
the chickens and all that. Yeah.
the Turks have Mongolian origins. You can definitely see that in the. I was in Turkey for a year. I lived there, and when you get on the Asian part of Turkey, you'll see a lot of people that look very Asian.
Yeah.
Just like the Uzbekis.
Going back to the Tartars, that a lot of them came from mixed blood way out east and got mingled, with the Caucasians, and they ended up like in Turkey and Ukraine and parts of Russia.
And the Hungarians, the Hungar tribes, they actually have Asian mixed in with their, and I don't know if it's Mongolian in particular, but you can see it in a lot of Hungarians.
I thought they were known as Magyars, because that's like the root language for Hungarian. They call it Magyar, I think. And oddly enough, that's if you study languages and their movement through the ages, it's one of the weirdest things to look at is like isolated pockets of people in different parts of the world that are like really far as geological separation.
Yeah.
The Finns up in Finland, they're kind of like an anomaly as far as their language roots go.
Right.
It's almost identical to Hungarian. And it's way up at, surrounded by, Russia and Sweden and everything up there.
The Finns have a very distinctive DNA, just like the same as the Basque. The Basque have a very distinctive DNA.
Yeah, modern Finnish is one of the most difficult languages to learn. I've tried. It's hard.
Yeah.
It kind of the same thing with Iceland. In Icelandic language, it's very difficult to learn
because it's a descended language from the original Norse languages. So it was settled by Eric the Red.
Yeah.
Who came from Denmark? Eric the Red came from Denmark, and he settled Iceland, and they are a very isolated DNA group. Big people. They got bodybuilders that come out of Iceland that are enormous.
Oh yeah. There's that
they
one
have giants.
guy. Yeah,
They have giants
that one
in Iceland.
actor. There was an actor that was a main character in that Game of Thrones TV show, and he's from Iceland. That dude, he's like the Hulk. And he started his own vodka company up there too.
Tell a Basque that they're related to the Irish. Tell them that, Colonel. They're probably gonna freaking kick your ass. Tell a Basque person they have a unique DNA, and they're not Celtic.
I think they go back to Muslim lines and Arab lines, I think.
I don't know. There's French Basque and Spanish Basque and Portuguese Basque.
I wouldn't want to mess with any of them. From what I've understood, they're kind of a nasty people, but it's because they've been pushed around so much throughout history that they got chips on their shoulders.
Yep.
Especially the ones in France.
I had Basque neighbors when I lived in California, and the husband was Spanish Basque and the wife was French Basque. And I always used to hear them yelling at their kid. Their kid was named Michelle. Okay. And I would always hear, no, Michelle. And they would say it so fast. I never heard anybody say no that many times in sequence, And they had orange trees that hung over into our yard. And I used to pick the oranges off their orange tree that hung on our side. And we would never trim that because we wanted the oranges.
Yeah.
They were so good. Oh my gosh, their oranges were so good. No. I speak Spanish and I don't understand Basque. And the dad was Spanish Basque and the mother was French Basque. And I could not understand at all. I mean, their language is entirely different.
Yeah.
And the French and the Spanish Basque can talk with each other, and the Portuguese Basque. And I've also met Basque sheep herders. We have them here.
There was a Basque sheep family in my neighborhood for a long time. I think that the old man finally died when I was a little kid. I never got to meet him, but my dad was always telling me stories of them. Real nice people, but they kept to themselves.
Yes. And they won't let you date their girls. And their women are beautiful. They're stunningly beautiful when they're young. Yeah. When they get older, they look like old fortune tellers. Sorry to all the Basque people for saying that, but you know what? I'm not attracted to Basque women when they get older. Basque know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to cattle and sheep and everything. They know their business. And that's why all these ranchers hire them over here. They prefer them over any other people that are willing to herd sheep. And if you're willing to herd sheep, that means you're willing to live in a very isolated life. So they pay them a wage and they don't take taxes out of it on the ranches. They pay them a wage, and that's what the wage is, If it's $800 a month, you've got no bills. I mean, you live in a sheep camp, and you go up in the mountains and you herd sheep, and that's all you do.
Yeah, we don't have mountains here, but we got farmland, and this family, they lived a couple miles down the road from us, and apparently they they lived in a double wide trailer, and then they sold the trailer and basically bought a single trailer, and they would move it around their property. You know, it was never in one place for all that long. And they made their income. They sold some sheep for meat to a local butcher shop, and then they offered sheep shearing services for other farmers in the area that didn't want, to take the time to do it themselves.
You know, from my experience, I'm sorry to all you guys that think Basque women are hot, but the thing of it is, you will never marry one. Sorry to say, you will never marry a Basque girl.
Yeah.
And you will never marry a Sardinian. Ever. Ever. You understand? You're never going to marry a Sardinian or a Basque woman.
Unless you move over there and completely adopt their lifestyle. That's the only way I see it happening.
Yep. It's true. It is absolutely true. You have to completely conform to what they are and what they think. And if you think that you're this or that, even if you're a Celt, if you're Scottish or whatever, and you don't speak Scottish, you're not going to marry a Scottish girl. It's just the way it is. You have to understand the language and think like a Celt or a Basque. And that is, and Sardinian. Those are the they've got serious taboos on marrying outside of their race. Celtic people are the same way, and so are the Basque, and so are the Sardinians. Maybe they got some kind of cohesion, as far as DNA goes, but whatever the case may be, you're not going to marry them. It's just not going to happen. Sorry. Scandinavian, yeah. I mean, Scandinavian women are beautiful, but if Colonel Shaw, if you're Dutch, you are considered Scandinavian, so fuck you. You're still Scandinavian because the Dutch and the Danes are all Scandinavian, and you guys have borders with each other, and they've been marrying each other forever. So yeah, I understand, Colonel Shaw. But a German, there's a lot of Scandinavians that can't stand Germans, and they won't intermarry with them because Germany was part of the Roman Empire. Germania. Alemania. And they don't want any part of it. They don't want part of the German culture. Germans want to believe they're Scandinavian, but they're not. They were at one time, Germans were considered Normans. They were Norsemen.
But yeah, a lot of that migrated into France, and they became Gaulish.
Yeah. No, Gaulish came from Galatia, which were Celts. So the Gauls originated from Turkey, which was called Galatia at one time. So Gaulish people are different than Germanic people. Still to this day, it's never going to change. And Ragged, he's an outlander. He's just all fucked up. No, I like Ragged. Ragged's my friend. I have to like Ragged. He actually, even though he's from the south of England, southeast of England. Ragged is a good dude. He's fucked up, but he's a good dude. Okay, don't give Ragged shit. I'll defend Ragged. Ragged, I'll even accept you into my clan. Yeah, I have a clan. Yep, I do. But Ragged would have to go back and live in the northern part of the UK. He's got to get that old English shit out of his system.
Yeah, go up to the Shetlands.
Yep. Shetlands,
That's as far
exactly.
as you. Well, you can work up a little further north. I think up in the Orkneys. But yeah, as far as mainland Scotland goes, that's Shetland.
Orkneys, New Hebrides. Fuck you.
Fook.
Fuck you, bastards.
You fucking bastards. Fire in the bowl for anybody who partakes. It is that time.
Yeah, you're British, but you're not true British. He's not true British. Ragged is not.
Yeah,
Fire.
Nobody's true anything.
No, we aren't. I mean,
unless you're like one of them sicko European aristocrat royalty types that have multiple generations of inbreeding.
Oh yeah. They all want to think they're part of the freaking crown. I'm a subject of the crown.
Well, that's everybody over there.
Fuck that.
That's how they treat their citizens. They're not civilians or citizens. They're subjects.
I'm happy to be a subject. I'm happy to be a commoner. I got mine back 600 years, Ragged motherfucker.
I'm a mixed Eastern European mutt. I got Ukrainian. I'm mostly Ukrainian, but I got Polish and German, Slovakian, and French, and French Guianese. I guess part of my family was colonial French. Just a small portion of it, but mostly Ukrainian and Polish.
I got my coat of arms on my YouTube account. My coat of arms is on there. Goes back beyond the 1600s. So don't even try that shit. Fucking bullshit. Already did that a long time ago. I know who the fuck I am. Yeah, but Saxons converted. They converted. The Saxons could be bought and paid for.
Well,
We know that.
they got totally fucked by the Normans. They didn't have a choice. The Normans really did a number to the Saxons.
John T's a fellow Scot.
Yeah.
He's a Scotsman. He's got Scottish roots.
No, Atomic, that's the Welsh coat of arms because they invented the condom, but they forgot to take it out of the sheep first.
Stupid College of Heralds. That's not even legitimate. Ragged, if you go far enough back, you're going to find out we're all related. Whether you like it or not, you're related to the Celts. A lot of the Saxons were actually Celts.
Yeah, one of my favorite books is about Saxons. If you haven't read it, read Ivanhoe by who was that? Sir Walter Scott, I think.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Welsh
Great book.
history too. A lot of my family history goes back to Wales. And Britain. Some of my ancestors were Pictish. And they go even further back to the ancient Picts. And I've got Native American ancestors too. Got a lot of my bloodlines go back in the Native Americans. I know 2 tribes in my Native American history. Let's put it frankly, I'm 100% pirate. My bloodlines go back to the pirates.
Arr.
Yep. We're pirates. We fought the Royal Navy and we won. So, need I say more?
Yeah, when you think of piracy in classical terms, everybody, imagines European pirates and American pirates, but piracy has gone way back. They're all over India, Arab pirates, Chinese pirates, especially around Southeast Asia. That's a big issue.
The
Malacca Straits and all that shit.
Yep. No, wait a second. There was. Hello, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. I don't want to miss her because she's a sweetie. I love Lisa. And I like the Dutch people. I think I got some Dutch heritage too. And I've got a family name. I looked in my genealogy that was Bonkers. And I'm like, oh, that's fitting. You know, Bonkers? Yeah, we got some people that are bonkers in my family. Hell yeah. Freaking crazy people, man. Bonkers. Which I'm thinking might be Dutch. I'm not sure. Yeah, the Spanish defeated the Spanish Armada. That wasn't really that hard to do, actually. They were the biggest navy in the world at one time. They rivaled the English Navy, and they got sunk off the coast of Scotland. So what the fuck? But yeah, there still is a ghost ship out there off the Horn of Africa, and it's called the Flying Dutchman, and it's still, people still see it to this day.
There is an actual ghost ship, like a legit abandoned craft that's been floating around the North Atlantic for probably 15 or 20 years now. I think it was some kind of old cruise ship that got abandoned and drifted away, and it was locked in some Arctic ice for a long time, and it occasionally, breaks free the ice and sails around. And I think numerous times they've tried to like put location beacons on it, as like a navigational hazard, but
Yeah.
they never seem to last for like more than a season because of the weather.
Well, the Flying Dutchman, it pops up out of the sea and attacks ships. The Flying Dutchman does. And there are accounts of people saying that the Flying Dutchman has attacked their ship.
Yeah.
So, and it's off the Horn of Africa. Still happens to this day. Probably the last time that it attacked a ship was 2003. That they've got a record of it. That they called in a beacon and said they were being attacked by the Flying Dutchman, and it was 2003. So, just to say, it might be a real thing. It's probably bullshit. I don't know. The ship went down. Everybody died. Off the Horn of Africa. Yeah, Colonel. It's the Flying Dutchman. It fucking attacks ships off the Horn of Africa. It happens. That used to be the most treacherous ocean in the world, around the Horn of Africa. It still is. I mean, 80-foot swells.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To some extent, Cape of Good Hope, it's the southern end of Argentina or whatever it is, Chile down there. That's pretty wicked too.
80-foot swells, and this ship just pops out of nowhere and fucking attacks ships. And they never know when it's going to happen next. A lot of ships try to avoid it by going through the one through Egypt, the pass through Egypt.
Yeah, the
Suez Canal. Yeah. They go through the Suez Canal to avoid going around the Horn of Africa. And a lot of the reason they're scared They're scared to go through the Horn of Africa because you've got the Arctic wind, the Antarctic winds, Antarctic systems, and then you've got the tropical systems that meet down there.
Yep. Super unstable.
Yep. And all up until the 1990s, they've been using sailing ships. A lot of countries have still been using sailing ships into the 1990s to sail around the Horn because of fuel issues and other things. They've been using them as cargo ships, hauling spices and so on. And so a lot of those ships are still around. They're in port and everything. They're not being used right now. But Peru and Ecuador and some other countries have been using those big clipper ships all into the 1990s. Yeah. We're definitely missing a big part of our history of humanity. You know, there's a lot of stuff we're not being taught and not being told. You know, probably in the 2000s, they're probably still using sailing ships. It's a magnificent part of humanity that's kind of being overlooked because of the new way that people think. You know, that we're trying to avoid our history. Yeah, the Dutch discovered Australia. That is a fact. That's why I would like to go to Holland, because of they have a lot of memorabilia and replicas. Fuck all the Pirates of the Caribbean bullshit. That's so stupid compared to sailing around the Horn of Africa and all the ships that were sunk out there. You know, because of the Flying fucking Dutchman. The Black Pearl. I heard that's for sale in Haiti or somewhere. There's a bunch of Haitians that claim the original Black Pearl that was used in the movie is actually in Haiti, and it was for sale the last I saw for $1 million, $1 million. I doubt that that's true. There's a lot of scammers in Haiti.
Oh yeah, Haiti's a hellhole.
Yep. But there's Haitian websites and everything that claim they have the Black Pearl for sale. And I think I might have seen the actual Black Pearl, which is equipped with engines, diesel engines and everything. It doesn't even use the sails. because they can't find crewmen that know how to rig them. Most likely.
Now we have up here. I got the Great Lakes in my region. You know, and Lake Erie's, you know, just 20-minute drive from here. A lot of people don't remember that there were naval battles on the Great Lakes back in the day.
There were? Yeah.
War of 1812.
Yep. I'm aware of it.
That famous quote, you know, don't give up the ship, and we have seen the enemy and they are ours. Those were all from the Battle of Lake Erie.
Yeah.
And it was small sailing ships, like brig size stuff, not even like frigates, I think. They were pretty small ships. But one of the most famous of the American ones, someone made a replica of it, I think back in the 90s, and it tours the Great Lakes every year. It comes to Cleveland every year. And I don't think they have, I think they have like an emergency diesel engine, but they almost never have to use it. It's straight sail.
I saw a video of a guy today that actually is living on a 100-year-old ship. And he sounds like he has a Dutch accent. It sounds like a Dutch accent. But he bought this ship and he, you know, redid everything and redid the decks and everything else. And I mean, it's a beautiful ship. If you look at the inside of it, you still got the big wood burning stove and everything inside. And the woodwork is fantastic. I mean, it's all like mahogany and stuff, you know, everything in there. And a very usable ship. He said he was hit by lightning twice and he had to redo all the electronics in the ship. Really cool.
Have you heard about that? The retired, it was a destroyer from World War II, the USS Sullivans. It's been a museum ship since World War II, I guess. It's up in Buffalo at the military park that they have up there.
Yeah.
Capsized, dock size, about 2 weeks ago, I think. And they haven't been able to right it and drain it out. And there's talk about finally just getting rid of it and scrapping it. And that would be a shame because that's a historical ship.
Yeah. There's another video of a guy that put a brand new lead keel on the bottom of a ship up in Tacoma, Washington. And all that he went through to try and put this lead keel because he wanted to make the masts taller on the ship. And so they have to have a ballast, you know. They have to have a counter ballast, you know, depending on how high the sails go. And it was a beautiful, beautiful ship. It was a sloop. And there's a lot of people that have restored old sloops and schooners, and they're using them. They're living on them right now.
Yeah.
And they're ocean. They're what do you call it? They can circumnavigate the world, the entire world.
Yeah.
And they're just amazing ships to see. Even a sloop. I mean, a lot of sloops. The old sloops of the early times were equipped with like 18 cannons on them, and that there were more sloops that were used for piracy than just about any other ship. You'd think that all the pirates would use huge ships like you see in the movies and everything, you know, but in actuality, they weren't, you know, because the smaller, more agile ships could
Could outrun them. Yeah.
oh hell yeah. Yeah, they move in on them and freaking take all their shit and leave. You know, and we're talking ships that sloops attack the Royal Navy. So the Royal Navy at that time was the biggest navy in the world. The English Royal Navy. And we have stories of that, unfortunately, Ragged, that where the English Navy had its ass handed to it by pirates because these guys actually stole Royal Navy ships, and then they would outfit them with stuff that they collected from other ships, and they would increase the number of guns on the ship, and they were able to defeat the Royal Navy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a thing. It did happen. And I think it might happen again. Fast attack boats with armament that could sink a large ship. Absolutely.
Hey man, I'm gonna have to call tonight here.
Well, we're having a fun conversation.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm starting to fade out.
All right.
Been a long day. No, thanks for sticking around and keeping me company.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about batteries and
I know, same here.
I don't know very much about solar systems or batteries or any of that other
electrical
stuff.
Yeah, same here. All right, for everybody in the chat, Shadow, Colonel, Atomic, Ragged, anybody else I'm missing? It's still here? I don't think so. Lisa and Don T, thanks for coming back. Missed you.
Hey, Ragged, have a good night, man. And Atomic Citizen and Colonel and Shadow Man and whoever's in the chat, all you lurkers, have a good night.
Peace out.